This is actually a very interesting topic for moms over 40. So if you're a mom over 40, whether you're a luxury pet mom over 40 or just a regular mom over 40, whatever the case may be, well, this is the tip for you. It's a very powerful technique that I've been using to introduce clarity into my content. And I wanted to share with you this very lucrative technique that only recently I discovered. And oh my God, it was producing very good results for me, guys. Was producing, and is producing. It's absolutely insane. And the cool part about it, anybody could do it. So, like, how does it work? How do you introduce clarity into your pet brand content? So, guys, like, you have no idea what is going on. Like, in the world of AI, we're moving so fast that, like, right now it's easier than ever to introduce clarity. It's easier than ever with AI to introduce clarity. But the problem is, AI is so fast that if you do it the wrong way, you may end up producing something totally opposite of clarity. So that's why I wanted to give you a little bit of guidance for. So wanted to give you guys a little bit of guidance for how to pull this off, how to introduce clarity, and it has to do with using CapCut and Notebook LM. So this is what I'm using to introduce clarity, and the steps that I'm taking are very simple. And so what I try to do, I try never to explain everything in one video, like in a clear way. That's the one thing I never do. It may seem opposite of clarity, but that is actually the best thing you could do, guys. Don't try to introduce clarity in any kind of video that you're doing while you want to go whatever, because you're not going to be able to produce that clarity no matter what. Why? Because human brain graduated to accept clarity only if it sees multiple elements of variations. Variations are, very simple variations, guys. You gotta do. You gotta introduce very simple variations. But the only way you can introduce them is by stacking lots of different formats of whatever it is that you're trying to clarify in multiple formats stacked on top of one another in a video. So this is how we do it. We use Notebook LM. So whenever, let's say, I go live on YouTube, immediately when I begin talking about it, I begin talking about everything that I wanted to say. So let's say I have a service or product that I'm trying to clarify to people. What I do, I don't try to clarify to people. I clarify to AI. That's the best thing you guys can do as well. So don't ever try to like explain or teach people or like clarify anything for them. That doesn't work anymore. Why? Because human brain is now evolved so much that it expects to see all sorts of variations and reinformations in terms of whatever the type of videos that you're showing, whatever you're trying to explain. Um, it expects it expects you to show everything else with it, like all the trust factors associated with it. Using YouTube alone, you won't be able to create those trust factors. So right away, you might as well just stop trying to like explain things to people, because it's not going to work doing the way you're trying to do it now. Instead, this is what works really well for my talent agency. And it's like, oh my God, I just wish I started doing that sooner. But we don't try to explain everything in one video. What we do, we just explain like literally whatever it is happening, but not to people, but to AI. So this way AI can just kind of pick up whatever I said and then clarify it for you later. So I hope that makes sense. Now, what does that mean? That means whenever we create a video about a product, program, or a service, we describe every single angle. We don't try to be like, oh, let me explain this, let me talk about this, but before this, let me explain you this and that. Like, forget about all that. Just literally get straight to the point, describe exactly what you're offering, and introduce multiple things that you always wanted to introduce. Maybe you are selling something that is really relevant to multiple brands all in one shot. Now, to a regular person, like who is listening, they're not going to be able to understand all of those complexities that you have in your mind. Like you have your kids' life, you have your passionate life, you have your brands, you have your business, you have, like, the problem is you're trying to mix everything together, and that's killing you, that's destroying you, because out of a sudden you're not creating that clarity, and then it's like, it just feels like you screaming into the void. This is a horrible, guys. Like, literally change that, and this is how you change it. Next time when you go live, describe all this mess that is happening in your head. Describe it as is, in the best way that you can do so, but for AI, not for people, but for AI. Okay, so because the next step, what you're going to be doing, you're going to be feeding all of that into NotebookLM. NotebookLM is going to create fire slides for you, and it's going to explain a lot better than whatever it is that you're trying to explain. A lot, gazillion times better, guys. Gazillion times better. And that's the video you're going to be using, in combination with other like little things that NotebookLM gives you, like a mind map. It gives you a bunch of, it gives you mind map, it gives you videos that you can extract, and when you use those videos, guys, you use them together. I'm gonna hold on a sec. Anyway, so like this is what's going to change your entire brand building journey, like completely, guys. So, and you already probably have so many videos that you've been trying to explain to people. You go live and you explaining things, over explaining, and it still feels like crickets. All you gotta do, guys, is find one of those videos where you just been blabbering all along all this time trying to explain things, and put it in NotebookLM. Okay, now that's not all the tea, guys. NotebookLM, yeah, it's gonna make it it's gonna make it 100. Like, literally, guys, if you want to hear an example of me talking, how I'm combining things, how I'm talking to AI, I'm gonna go ahead and just describe to you like all the mess that is happening in my mind, and I'm gonna explain how I literally talk to AI, how I describe it. And when I describe it, guess what? NotebookLM produces extremely clear presentations. But to give you a taste of it, so this way you see how incredible this is, how you could literally do this and combine like your passion life together with your professional life, combine it together with like whatever the side hustles that you're doing, and you want to mix it together. Like, this is your chance. This is like literally how I do it. I'm gonna go ahead and describe it to you, so this way you could see my thought process in my head. And like, nobody does that. Nobody actually shows it. They just kind of talk about their brands and don't really tell you what's happening behind the scenes, how to actually do this. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to describe to you exactly how I talk to AI. And I mean, in fact, you could actually even take a look at some of my YouTube videos, and you'll see, like, literally, I may have 0 views on the video, but then after, and then I continue talking, as if it looks like it just looks like I went nuts and going mad and continuously talking, but I'm really talking not to just my audience, but talking to AI. And the future version of that converted video is what's going to be directed towards my audience. So guys, look, I'm going to go ahead and give you a show to how I talk. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and describe to you. Just imagine I'm describing several businesses together, and my ideal customer profile happens to be luxury pet moms over 40 and car detailing people who wants their car get detailed. And I want to combine that, and I also want to talk about my other side hustles that I'm doing, where I'm teaching in university digital faceless marketing and computer networking, helping adults getting into that field. And I'm also going to mix in my professional life, how I work in Manhattan, and in the process of working in Manhattan while I travel, I also make money building brands while traveling, while going on a train. I'm going to go ahead and combine all this together just to give you an example of how you could do the same exact thing, the same way how I'm communicating. You're going to be able to pull this off, create a really clear structure that you're going to be so amazed. It's just going to be such a beautiful thing. And after you create that noble kalam, you're going to do some other things I'm going to describe a bit later, like what other things you got to do, because if you do it just a noble kalam style, you're just going to get banned because YouTube is cracking down on anything that is AI. So, but yeah, let me go ahead and tell you. Okay, so guys, so I'm going to begin. So this way you're going to understand how it sounds like. Okay, so guys, check this out. I do have a beautiful, beautiful way for people to make money by monetizing the heck out of their pets, cats, and dogs. If you're struggling mom over 40, trying to figure out a way for how to convert that content of where you constantly posting videos of a cute dog, and you wanted to do more than that, instead of posting just cute videos, you want to make money with those videos. If that's you, then definitely guys continue listening, because what I'm about to do is I'm just going to quickly describe our JaxPOS system. What this system does, it makes it easy for you to connect with luxury pet brands, so this way you could get on a retainer and get extra commission as well. So retainer is like a monthly amount of money that you could get paid, and commission is going to be just like extra gravy for you. So this way you earn a little bit of income and don't feel bad about like wasting your time just posting videos for no reason, but actually making money with all of those videos. So that JaxPOS is something that is being offered by our talent agency called Freedom Fusion System, and we help you get connected with brands. So, and of course we got in the process of us doing so, we not only help you get connected with brands, but we also make it possible for you to become one day a brand owner, the feudal lord. So that's what our JaxPOS system does. It comes with different types of automations. We call them Freedom Fusion automations. We have a few of them for TikTok, we have it for Threads, we have it for YouTube, Facebook, but think of those automations as a basic way for you to get in front of your audience and get those leads relatively quickly and effectively. Also start selling some of those luxury pet products and also earning money, whether you want to go, whether you're commuting, or just wasting time scrolling through TikTok, but at least making money versus just scrolling. So what I just did is quickly describe the clarity angle. And hello, thank you guys for joining. What I just did is I described a clear angle of JaxPOS brand. Notice how I just kept talking about nothing but JaxPOS brand and kind of talked about it. I didn't really throw in too much of like, hey, this is what's happening for the car detailing brand. Notice how I kind of talked in sections, right? So what you want to do, you want to include those sections in your description, okay? So you kind of pick a topic, you talk about that topic, and then you move on to the next topic, and then after that you introduce another section. I'm gonna go ahead and describe another section. Okay guys, so many of you who are interested in making money with your pets, that's all good and great, but what if you actually want to be your own boss and you wanted to earn extra income based on your schedule, whenever, however, just by detailing some cars? And I know before you jump at me and say I don't know anything about the cars, just hear me out, because even if you don't have any experience with cars or detailing or anything like that, even if you're a mom over 40, you could still pull this off. And I'm going to describe how we're doing it, and then you decide whether this is something that you would want to do it yourself, or just by teaming up with another person who perhaps wants to have a car detailing company in their local area. And of course, that's exactly the topic that I'd like to cover and how this works. So this way, this is something that you could pull off in a blue-collar, skillful tradesman professional world, versus like a white-collar world where you work on AI and do all sorts of mental activities, but sometimes those mental activities don't necessarily bring any money, which is why I wanted to talk about the blue-collar trade. In this particular case, I'm talking about car detailing. It's a very lucrative trade you can get into even if you're a mom over 40. If you really wanted to, you could detail the cars yourself, although I highly recommend you just learn the marketing game and then just flip the entire business. But first, kind of get the initial understanding for how to pull this off, get basic parts, get a car, get chemicals, get everything you need in order to be able to do successful car detailing internally and externally before you go ahead and flip the business. And of course, in the process of doing that, I use certain tools to help you get in front of socials like on Threads, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, Buy Me Coffee, and many other socials. So this way you have consistent clientele coming in your way and it feels like smooth sailing. And the cool part about car detailing brand is that you could do so on your own basis, on your own schedule, on your own terms without feeling overwhelmed. And you could do this together with a relative or a friend or anybody in your home. It works like a clock. I'm doing it with my nephew and it works like a clock. We bought just a few tools here and there and it was smooth sailing. We got the whole brand going in 1 week. So guys, look, what I just described is car detailing concept. Before I described a pet brand building concept. That's how I described in sections, 2 different things. Now, Noble Kalam would have context behind both brands. And this context I could fit into it and talk to it and be like, create me viral threads in combination with all sorts of other marketing angles that crisscross both brands together. And by doing this, you can create viral content because the probability of anybody crisscrossing 2 brands like this together is really low. This is why we literally we went viral on Threads with just one of the threads called it was a pet angle based thread.